Salut tout le monde, bienvenue à Saint-Jérôme pour la deuxième journée du camp d'entraînement des Alouettes de Montréal. Écoute, il fait soleil, un peu de vent, mais ça roule, ça va. On a du football et c'est ça qui compte. Donc la pratique, deuxième pratique de la semaine, deuxième pratique du camp vient tout juste de commencer, vient tout juste de se terminer, je devrais dire. On va parler à quelques joueurs, on va parler à plusieurs personnes. Yes, sir. No, we're live, but it's okay. I think a fine may have just happened because Francis just introduced Coach Moss as Coach Thorpe, so that might have been a fine. I'm not 100% sure. Excuse-moi, comme vous voyez, on est en pleine conversation ici. Il faut que je me tasse. OK, excuse-moi, visuellement, j'ai rien. Bon, écoute, si vous avez des questions pour les joueurs, si vous avez des commentaires, vous pouvez nous écrire. Je suis en train de regarder vos commentaires, vos messages avec mon téléphone. Donc, c'est un live un peu différent qu'on fait aujourd'hui. Jeff Quentin, as-tu 30 secondes? Ben oui, ben, t'as pas le choix, on est en direct, tu peux pas me dire non. Bon, je veux parler du 9, là, ton numéro 9. Je suis pas habitué. Je regarde le 9, je dis, hey, c'est vrai, c'est Jeff qui a changé de numéro. Pourquoi est-ce qu'on est passé au 9? J'aime ça, le single digit.
Premièrement, c'est single digit, tu comprends?
J'aime ça.
Je suis né le 9 octobre.
OK.
Collège au Memphis, j'étais le numéro 9. Puis aussi, aux Alouettes, S.J. Green, tu sais, 19, ça va être un Hall of Famer. Il y a sa legacy, là. C'est le temps de créer ma legacy. Number 9.
J'aime ça. Puis toi, écoute, on recommence, deuxième saison. Là, tu as manqué le début du camp l'an passé parce que tu étais dans la NFL. Là, d'être là après une saison d'expérience, du début, comment est-ce que tu te sens? Comment est-ce que les choses ont changé en un an?
Je suis prêt. Puis, tu sais, je pense que j'ai déjà plus de responsabilités que j'en avais l'an passé. Puis, tu sais, de pouvoir commencer le camp avec l'équipe, vraiment commencer day one. Je pense que ça va lier des connexions entre moi et mes teammates qui vont faire en sorte qu'on va faire encore plus de jeux ensemble. Là.
Deuxième pratique, comment est-ce que le corps se sent après deux pratiques? Hier, c'est un walkthrough, mais quand même, là, c'est la première fois qu'on pratique depuis des mois.
C'est plus mes orteils. Okay. Aujourd'hui, briser les nucléaires, tu sais, essayer d'ajuster ça. Mais sinon, le corps va bien. Là.
Merci beaucoup, Jeff.
Merci, Joey.
All right. Bonne saison. Bon, Jeff Quentin, qui porte le numéro 9, c'est le chiffre qu'il portait à Memphis. Wesley? On a Wes Sutton qui va passer en entrevue. We're live here on all the platforms. I told you between two drills that I thought you were already in mid-season form. You told me God's good, but just walk me through your preparation this offseason because some vets they ease into training camp. You did not ease into it as you had an interception in the first team period. You broke up a couple passes on the one-on-one. Just how you feeling physically and walk me through your preparation.
I feel really good. It feels good to get back out here with the guys. Last year I was hurt, so I didn't have a camp, and I got to start on the 6th game. So, I didn't really have time to focus in on myself and, get my feet right and stuff in camp. It was really a lot of game plan and kind of getting thrown into the fire. So this off season, I just did a lot of lifting, a lot of conditioning, and can't let myself get complacent. It always tries to creep in and tell me I'm all right. You don't need to do this, you don't need to do that. But just trying to stay disciplined and come out here and, give my best effort for this team and for the organization.
I know it's a cliche, Wes, like to stay consistent and whatnot, but how challenging is it to get up every day and do it over and over? And then, people guys
waking up is homework still. It's really a lot of conditioning. It's a very vigorous off season for me. But I love the game. I love the sport. And I love, the fan base and this organization. So I feel like I would be doing them a disservice to come out here and think that what I did in the past is holding weight still today, and it doesn't. It's what have you done for me lately in the pros? It's what have you done for me lately? And I understand that in this off season. It's a lot of talk and self-talk, and you got to be out here. There's goals that I have, and I can't get to these goals, and we can't get to these goals just by sitting on our butts and thinking what we did in 2023, and even we didn't make it to the Grey Cup last year, but having a good season and being number one in the league with record and stuff like that doesn't matter. Like now we got to earn it this year. We got to earn it every single day out here, and that's the mindset that I have.
Walk me through, I love watching from the sideline. I love watching the one-on-one drill. Quarterback has all day to throw, and the receiver just has to get open. How difficult is that of an exercise for a DB? And what's kind of what are you thinking in that moment? Like, how long are you trying to hang with the guy?
I mean, I'm trying to hang as long as I can. But it's a very like offensive based drill. For me, what I've learned over the years is, being in position. I might not always make the play, but if I'm in position, I got to make the quarterback be perfect, making the receiver run a perfect route. And as long as I'm in position, meaning I'm close to the guy that I'm covering, sometimes the ball may fall in my favor, trying to make them perfect. If their quarterback and receiver are perfect, clap it up to them and move on to the next rep, because it's not really football. You don't have any rush. There's no timing. It's kind of like you said, the quarterback just back there hanging out all day. He knows exactly where to throw the ball. It's like it's very
not fair.
Yeah, exactly. Not fair for us, but just try to use it as as kind of just grow from it, and understand the difficulty of it and try to embrace that. And that's just being in position is what I pride myself on.
I thought you had another really good season last year when you came back, but just going through that experience of not being at training, or you were here, but you weren't able to participate, just how difficult of an adjustment is it, and how far ahead do you think you are now that you're seemingly going to be here the whole way?
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, you don't ever want to be the first guy to come out here with no cleats on and no pads, and you're on the sideline. It's just a bad feeling. I'm a guy, I'm all about work. I love working. I love being out here with the guys. We're going through the grind together. So last year, just sitting on the sideline, it was a humbling experience. I was, trying to take a different approach and cheer on the guys and teach the young guys what I had, what I know. But, it's hard to kind of create a leadership mentality when they don't know who I am. And I'm not suiting up. So I don't want to be too overbearing and stuff. So I just tried to understand my role. And this year, it's just, I'm out here on the field. I'm doing, I'm in between the lines, so they see it. And, now when I'm telling them what's going on or what I see or how they could be better, they understand, they listen. And it's just fortunate. I'm grateful to be in this position, being a leader of the defense, being a guy that, DBs look up to and see. And, they enjoy the technique. They like what they see. And I just try to give back what I can to those guys.
Lastly, I know it's 2 days of camp. You probably don't even know everybody's name yet. But is there a couple of the younger DBs that have kind of stood out to you? I know I like 35. The Collis was really good.
He had a great day today. I was telling him, trust his technique, be patient, and he has – sometimes you kind of just get overwhelmed with everything going on. You're in a new country, new playbook, everything is new. And sometimes, you don't rely back on your technique and you try to move too fast. So I was just telling him relax and be patient. He had a great day of one-on-ones and a great day overall. Also Taiwan, Mullen. He's coming along very well. He's really absorbing a lot. He's in my ear asking a whole bunch of questions. He told me to say, I agree with him, but he said HDA. He told me, he saw my cleat. It says AO1, which means audience of one. Yeah. And then he said, he's like, do you know about HDA? I was like, no, I don't know that. He's like, his glory alone.
Okay.
So I like that. So I'm going to say HDA for him. Shout out my boy Taiwan. I like those two guys as the young guys so far.
Thank you, Wes. Good to see you. And all the best going forward. All right, Wesley Sutton. Nice enough to stop by. Écoute, il y a beaucoup à résumer là. Charleston, you want to... Oui, il y a beaucoup à résumer. Il a beaucoup aimé 35, les recrues 35 et 32, Don Collis et Taiwan Mullen. Et là, on a Charleston Rambo. OK. I tweeted it out already. I'm just giving you a heads up. There's 2 contested catches on the right sideline. I was like, oh, I'm going to see if he's going to come down with this. You came down with both. It looks like you're another guy who's in midseason form here heading into year 2. Just take me through the catches you made down the sideline and just your approach coming into this year.
Yeah, first I want to thank God. And second of all, I want to thank my QBs for making a great ball. Can't do that without them throwing the ball like that. Probably 10 threw me one and 4 threw me the other. Yeah. So, I definitely appreciate those guys just putting the ball in the right spot for me to catch the ball. Anywhere near me is great for me to catch it. So, thankful for my QBs.
What's the biggest difference? You track back a year, like this is all new to you, new country, new field, one extra guy on the field. Just how much has it slowed down for you coming into year 2?
Yeah, coming in year 2, it definitely slowed down slightly more than how I came in and, expected to be. But, that just comes with being in the film room and being on the field with these guys, staying in with my QB to throw the right routes to me, make the right plays and right reads. Other than that, just me learning the rules more rules getting put in as we play. So, just trying to be me and be respectful to the game.
It's funny, like I don't know if you've maybe noticed, but something I picked up on during the one-on-ones today. Everybody, all the receivers that went to the one-on-ones, they seem to be coming back. Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, Rambo, yeah, right." Like they just seem to be looking for you, asking for you. Do you feel that? Do you feel that sense of, I don't know if that's leadership or what it is, but the guys seem to be looking for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Those guys on the other side are great guys too. Our DBs are getting better as we bring in new guys and seeing what they evaluate at. But just competing with those guys, they see what they have in front of them and they see the great talent. They want to go against that. And, it's going to be time to come, even if they get traded out, go to another team, they're going to see me. So, it's great work for both sides.
But even the receivers, I'm talking about the receivers that would come back and they're looking for you. Like they're looking to ask you something or your approval.
Yeah, for sure. Just me being a leader in that room, being the X and, being one of the main guys on this team, I have to be that guy, When they come ask me questions, I answer them, as best I can. If I don't know, I'll go to the next guy, ask him right here, or ask my QB, ask Coach Mike. He's a great coach. And, just being well coached up would be one good thing for me to keep going and learn and put on the next guys.
You got to see Davis Alexander. You played a little with Davis last year when Cody went out. I'm just curious, like, do you notice anything different with Davis coming into this year?
Definitely he's getting bigger. He got an extra muscle he worked on this summer, and he's working it. We feel the power in his arm when he throws the ball, but going on day 2, we're getting into it. Great connection in that, but he's playing with his extra muscles right now, feeling out, and it's gonna be a great season.
Yeah, him and I both put on 6 to 7 pounds, but he put on muscle. I'll just leave it at that. Do you, when you have 2 quarterbacks who throw the ball really hard, is there an adjustment to make, Charleston, when the ball comes in with a little bit more zip and a little more oomph?
No adjustment. What they like. The ball can spin the same way. You got to catch the tip of the ball regardless and look it all the way into the tuck. So, same strategy to catch the ball on all catches. But, there's some great ball throwers. So, all I can say is just know who you're throwing with and, go from there.
Obviously Davis has the rocket of an arm, and we talked about the 2 plays you made down the field, but, you're a field stretcher. That's one of the things you can do, and he can launch it out there. So what's that going to look like in 2025? You guys anticipate you'll take more, a lot more deeper shots?
We're just playing as we play. The team going to go as we go, and we just going to go from there. But, I expect Tim to throw the ball, and, he's expecting us to catch it. So, that's all we do. We're ball catchers, he's ball throwers, so we just go hand in hand together, be great. Whatever Coach Moss call, it doesn't matter. We're going to execute our best and go from there.
Do you write down goals before the season? Do you have like statistical objectives that you want to reach?
Not really, but every receiver I'm sure wants 1,000 yards. So other than that, I take it from here. Leave God at it and let him just guide the way for me.
That you are of the new guys or the young guys?
I like them all. I don't try to compare no guys to each other, but I like them all. They all bring something different to the table. It's just up to our coaches and our head man to get rid of them or keep them. So I like them all. 83, 88, 81. That's Mac, but 80 is Jose. 7 Trey, 7'3", he's big. I like him. And trying to think of our other new numbers. 71, I like them all.
79.
Yep, 71, 73, I like them all. They bring different things to the table, and the DB wouldn't expect, him from the next guy. So I like them all.
Nice to start camp with a jersey number that doesn't start with a 7 this year.
Wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't care to be in another number, but, it feels good being 1-4. But, any other number would be great. I love
started from day one.
Definitely got to stay down for the come up. So it's only up from here after in this number like that. So take it from them. They're gonna put their heart on it, and they're gonna go up and be in a different number. Here soon or so. So no worries.
Nice for this, Charleston. Looks good already, so can't wait to see you June 6th.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Can't wait to get out there.
Yes, sir. Charleston Rambo of the Montreal Alouettes, who's écoute, toute une première pratique ou deuxième pratique pour Charleston Rambo. On en a parlé un tout petit peu. 2 gros attrapés contestés sur la ligne de côté, du côté l'autre bout du terrain, donc côté droit. Rambo joue sur le côté court du terrain. De comment l'attaque est appelée. Mais on va parler. Hein? On a Marc-Antoine puis Davis. Marc-Antoine avant Davis. Wow. Hey, deuxième jour du camp. Ben oui. Toujours live.
Tu vois combien de views?
Mais ça, c'est juste Facebook. Là.
Sur Facebook?
Oui, mais il y en a plus sur Twitter. On est au-dessus de 1000. Là.
Au-dessus de 1000?
Au-dessus de 1000,
Okay,
ouais, inquiète-toi pas. Non. Écoute, Sam m'a dit, mon caméraman, il me dit, on va dépenser tout le budget. Deuxième pratique de l'année. C'est la seule fois qu'on va parler à Marc-Antoine cette année. Mais on va être sûr que ça compte là. Marc-Antoine, son agent vient de me texter qu'il reste 2 minutes à l'entrevue, donc on va faire ça le plus vite possible. Mais plus sérieusement, Marc-Antoine, comment est-ce que le corps se sent après 2 jours de pratique? C'est-tu fresh as a daisy ou y a-tu des petits bobos pour tout le monde?
Il n'y a pas de bobos. À l'inverse, c'est le meilleur moment. Je pense que c'est le seul moment où est-ce que tu vas nous avoir en santé à 100%. Ça va juste après ça, c'est du maintien. Tu sais, la saison de football, c'est vraiment comme, tu vois, une boule de neige sur le bout d'une l'impact sur le corps. Mais ça va bien. Les 2 premiers jours, je suis content que c'est une demande-là et non à la fin du camp.
C'est correct. Écoute, les one-on-ones, on en a parlé à West Sutton un peu. C'est sûr que c'est un exercice qui les receveurs. Mais pour toi, c'est quoi le mindset quand tu fais des one-on-one? Puis, le corps arrière, il n'est pas pressé. Là, il peut attendre là, la journée longue s'il veut. Puis, il se débarrasse du ballon. Puis, c'est des longs tracés. Comment est-ce que, comme demi-défensif maraudeur, comment est-ce que tu approches cet exercice-là?
Mais c'est sûr que moi, comme maraudeur, c'est rare que je suis en couverture à moi-même. Je suis beaucoup dans les couvertures profondes. Fait que je pratique plus quand je suis en couverture à moi-même. Je vais pratiquer avec l'aide que j'ai à l'intérieur, à l'extérieur. Puis juste pratiquer après ça le jeu de pied. C'est nécessairement essayer de finir proche du joueur. Puis c'est beaucoup plus comme un entraînement que d'autres choses. Tu veux voir quelqu'un qui va compétitionner, qui va être vite, qui va essayer d'être rapide, qui va essayer de suivre le plus facilement possible son receveur. C'est aussi de prendre des clés sur les receveurs, comment ils courent leur tracé, mettre ça dans ta banque de mémoire. Mais on sait tout. Je fais ça depuis 25 ans. T'attends après ça à des périodes comme Skelly où est-ce que c'est plus représentatif en game.
Ou c'est juste.
Ben, je pense que oui. Écoute, tu peux pratiquer autant que tu veux dans la saison morte. Il n'y a rien qui est plus réel.
Mais chin the ball, protéger le ballon, beaucoup d'emphase là-dessus. Tu remarques-tu que il parle plus de ça cette année que des autres années, avec la manière que la saison s'est terminée?
Je veux dire, regarde, on serait idiot de fermer les yeux. Terminé l'année passée, finale de l'Est, 5 revirements. Donc, l'emphase cette année, puis je pense que tous ceux qui sont ici au camp, si vous n'êtes pas venus, le mot que vous entendez crier, c'est chin it. On crie ça partout. Ouais. On en a parlé dans les meetings, c'était le mot d'ordre, on va dire, de cette année. Puis ça va être l'emphase. Je veux dire, on en pratiquait énormément l'année passée, mais ça n'a pas été assez. Fait que c'est quoi? On va en mettre plus. Puis ça, c'est une très bonne décision du coaching staff parce qu'ils ont revu la game, ils ont vu c'était quoi qu'ils avaient amélioré. Puis c'est vraiment ça, c'est s'assurer de protéger le ballon.
Le plus gros défi pour toi pendant les camps d'entraînement, c'est quoi?
Faire des interviews avec toi.
Ah oui? Ben, quand même, c'est pas pire, là. Ça, c'est le fun. C'est la meilleure partie de ta journée.
Un bon poker face.
Ah oui? Ah, c'est bon. On est-tu en direct? OK, excuse. Merci, Marc-Antoine. Merci pour ça.
Merci.
Ça casse le rythme un peu, hein? Là, il est bien fin, Marc-Antoine de quoi. OK, je vais voir entre 2 entrevues, là, on va aller voir si on a des questions. Denis Fortin, predicting a 1,000-yard season for Charleston this year. Nice to see you guys back. Nicole Savard with the wink emoji, football, and the little, like this thing, whatever you call that. Davis, one last one, if you don't mind. We'll get to more questions later on. We'll finish strong with starting. We are live, starting quarterback Davis Alexander. So, Davis, we're just talking to Charleston. You had one of the throws to him, the contested catch on the right side. Bethel Thompson had one as well. Just what have you seen from Rambo here? Because I thought he was really strong today.
Yeah, it's just same old Rambo, right? Yeah. Same Rambo from training camp last year, same regular season Rambo. had a little bit of tough day today. I'd say defense definitely won. They took advantage of, tip balls, all that stuff. And, I would say we got the best defense in the league. So it's going to be fun all year long competing against those guys. They know how I feel about them. And, when they pick me off or they pick somebody else off, I'm always the first one to congratulate them. Maybe that's bad. Maybe that's good. But no, it'll be a lot of fun. And, as practice goes, we'll start to get a more rhythm and a flow. But we had some good things today, some good flashes. But, of course, got to tip the cap sometimes.
In your experience, I mean, this is year 4 for you now. Is it normal that the offense is kind of, it comes out of the gate? I feel like that's kind of normal, right? Because it's more of a rhythm timing thing.
Yeah, I would say that, but I'll never use that as an excuse. And obviously, we're a bunch of competitors on our side of the ball. So we're going to strive to be better every single day. Again, we realize we are going against what we feel like is the best defense in the league. Again, not an excuse, but just a little bit of a fact. But we'll be better tomorrow and keep stacking days and, obviously, hopefully make them better as we go.
You talked about you added 6 to 7 pounds of muscle yesterday. How do you feel it in the pocket taking this? Like, how does that come across?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say right now just because we don't really get hit in training camp, right? Hopefully. But
somebody might.
Yeah. But no, I'm, as my trainers were kind of saying, you're building armor for the season, right? We play a long 18-game season. Kind of the way I play can be a little bit looser, a little more radical compared to some quarterbacks, but I'm going to work on that a little bit.
Gunslinger. That's what I like to call it.
Yeah. But I'm going to work on that a little bit. But, yeah, just building armor. And, I reached the top speed I've ever reached in the offseason. So, even adding a couple pounds, I was able to still maintain a little bit of the quickness and speed. So, I'm excited to put it to use, but in a careful way.
If I start at the 55 and you start at the goal line, do I have a chance?
Of course. You might win.
I might win? If I start what if I started like the 40, you're at the goal line?
We're going
that way, yeah. You think I have a chance? Like 65 yards away from the end zone, and you're.
I think I'm winning.
110, yeah.
Yeah, if midway, I think you could do it.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay, good. Just this offense, like with the arm that you have, and the receivers that you can stretch the field. Yeah. Do you anticipate that this might be an offense that stretches the field a lot that way, and not just the complete passes, but force DBs into pass interference situations? That's something that you guys would like to accomplish and push this year.
Yeah, I think the hope is, especially with the 5 guys that we have and the depth even behind it and Fletch out of the backfield. If they want to come up and, try and prove a point and press us or play a little shallow, play underneath, then we're going to go over top. If they don't want to respect us. If they respect us, we'll take everything underneath and still keep our shots in.
Biggest challenge for you in camp usually is, and what do you anticipate it'll be this year?
Biggest challenge in camp is just honestly getting back in a little bit of a rhythm, a little bit of a flow. I feel like my first series, I was quick on everything, right? And that's just, I honestly, for the first time, I can say I wasn't nervous. But I think it's just, getting live reps again, seeing our defense fly. They were flying around today, man. They're a special group, special bunch. They're mixing around, moving a whole bunch of guys. You don't know who's where. The only reason I know is because I know their positions. But no, it's just getting in a rhythm. And again, I'm really excited and looking forward to the challenge of, a lot of these receivers I haven't gotten a ton of reps with, and we're just going to keep executing, keep working, keep talking things out, and it's going to be awesome.
You have goals? Like you put goals down, not physically on paper, but in your head, and you're like, do you have individual statistical goals?
No, not statistical goals, unless wins count as that.
No, I mean passing yards, touchdowns.
Yeah. No, I don't. I'm sure I have some numbers in my head that I'd love to hit, but I also mean it when I say it. I could care less.
We asked a couple of the vets. You're a vet.
Am I?
4 years. It's a vet. I've got 4 years too. I might be a vet too. So, but I'm just curious. Like, I know you don't have a chance to know everybody's name yet, but among the new.
He's big body, but he moves really well.
Hold on.
Daniel, right?
Oladejo.
Yeah, Daniel Oladejo.
He's Canadian,
He's impressed me early on. Let's see, there's a couple guys there.
It's pretty impressive that you know a couple of new guys already. I mean, that's pretty good.
I try and make sure I know like at least everyone. If I don't know the name, I'll try and know their college.
Okay.
Just so I can, I know quite a bit of people.
Where did I go?
Late.
Take a guess. Where did I go to college? I didn't play, by the way.
In Quebec?
Yeah, in Quebec.
You didn't go to McGill.
How come? Why would you say you don't think I look smart enough to go to McGill?
Top 10 in the.
Wow, that's crazy. I couldn't get into top 10 in the. Wow, that's crazy.
Top 10 global?
I don't know about global, but it's up there.
Harvard.
Is it?
Yeah.
My wife
wife
attended McGill.
Oh, there you go.
I went to Concordia.
Outkicked your coverage.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. Yeah.
Concordia.
Yeah,
okay.
Concordia,
Where they're the
Stingers.
red and yellow. Yeah, Stingers, the bees.
The burgundy and yellow. We're red and yellow.
Yeah, red and yellow.
This is awkward. Well, you
It's
basically called me an idiot, but that's fine.
I didn't.
I'm just kidding.
I went to
Davis,
Portland State.
I'm just kidding. There's nothing wrong with that. How
Okay,
much did
cool.
they pay you to go there? Yeah, I could make it awkward too. Thanks for this, Davis. Appreciate
Yeah,
it. Man.
appreciate it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Davis Alexander. That was fun at the end. That was good. It was fun the whole time, but at the end, especially. Merci beaucoup, tout le monde. Écoute, c'est deuxième pratique. On est rendu, hein? Tu vois, j'ai promis, on a fait presque une demi-heure. J'ai dit à mon caméraman qu'on faisait juste 15 à 20 minutes. Il y a froid, il vente, je suis en short. Je ne sais pas pourquoi j'ai fait ça. Francis Dupont nous a aidés. Notre PR, Francis, nous a amené tous les joueurs nécessaires pour faire le live. Sam est ici. On a plein de monde derrière, arrière-scène. Donc, c'est le fun. On va faire ça couple de fois. Des fois, on aimerait faire les dispos, les points de presse normal avec tous les autres journalistes, mais des fois, on veut avoir des exclusivités, on veut des one-on-one. Vous avez entendu les vétérans parler de quelques jeunes, quelques recrues qui sont là. Davis vient de parler de Jordan Veazey, numéro 18, le receveur qui est là. Daniel Oladejo, un ancien du Rouge et Noir, c'est un Canadien, un ancien deuxième choix. Donc, c'est un autre receveur qui a quand même un bon début de camp d'entraînement. Les Alouettes sont de retour sur le terrain demain matin. Tôt, il y a 2 pratiques. Aujourd'hui, juste une seule pratique. Demain, c'est 2 pratiques. Donc, si vous venez à Saint-Jérôme, arrivez tôt. C'est avant 8h30, si je ne me trompe pas. Mais vous pouvez voir l'horaire complet sur le site web des Alouettes, montrealalouettes.com. Donc, merci beaucoup pour votre temps. Merci aux joueurs. À vous fournir du contenu écrit, du contenu vidéo sur les médias sociaux, sur le site web. Donc, soyez là, soyez présents. Si vous ne pouvez pas être à Saint-Jérôme, visitez notre site web et vous allez voir, il y aura plein de contenu tout au long du camp d'entraînement. Merci tout le monde.